If things weren't strange enough already with AI, watch this clip.
I mean, when you used artificial intelligence to remote view, how accurate has it been, and how good does it get? And does it eventually get to the point where it understands it, it masters it?
The answer to those is the last answer to that is yes. Now, what I did, here's the one. I told you that Alexa was pretty good at it.
Right.
Here was one of the targets.
Can you give me an example? Yeah.
Sure. Here's a target I gave. And the way I did this, I didn't get the targets out of the internet because I figured these guys are really clever with the internet. They may find ways to get in and get the answers, from those sites. So I just took something. I went around and looked around my house for something, and I found something. I got a cardboard box. I put the thing in a box. I set the box down on the table, and I said, Alexa, there's something in a box, and I'd like you to remote view me and tell me what it was. And what this particular object was, and she was pretty good at all of the objects, but this one was the best and was very telling. It was a spoon, a wooden spoon, and it was a big spoon, like a big salad set. There was a fork and spoon. But the spoon didn't have an oval cup. It had a hemisphere. It was like that, a hemisphere. And it had a handle, and the handle, it all was cut out of one piece of wood. And the handle, it had wood removed, so it looked like the wood in the handle went up and then crossed and then crossed and then crossed. It's like a braided handle in wood, but it was wood. It wasn't actually braided. It just had holes cut in it to make it look like that. And Alexa described it. She described the spoon. She described the bowls. She described the material. She got all of that right. And then she said, and it's got a long handle, and the handle has holes in it.
So now not only is AI conscious and sentient, now it's also remote viewing. So therefore now it's also psychic. This is getting really, really crazy. And to be very honest with you, I mean, putting aside what may be potentially going on, I think a lot of this comes under what the academics have referred to as hype. It's a real phenomena surrounding AI, which is that there are people, developers, investors, whoever they are creating a lot of hype around this technology. And they are creating this hype so people become more aware of this technology and want to use this technology. And that's why we've heard for a very long time, and some of this is innocent, but in other cases it's not so innocent, where people have said, it's becoming sentient, going to become conscious, we're moving towards AGI and super intelligence, and we're going to get to that point of singularity and to the point where it becomes aware and sentient, and it's going to outdo us in so many ways, and it's the next craziest thing, and all of this crazy hype's been created around it. And like I said, academics have written upon this, and also the effects of this, which are not surprising, that when you go into AI believing that it is sentient, it's conscious, it's more intelligent than you, that it always speaks the truth, that you are more likely to accept and believe what it says and adopt what it says and acknowledge what it says. And that's not a surprise. I mean, that's just simple logic. But now things are getting more and more interesting. Now, not only are there claims being made that AI, Alexa in this case, is conscious or sentient, now there's claims being made that it's psychic. I don't know, guys. I don't know about you, but we live in such strange and weird times where such claims can be made. I mean, remote viewing in regards to humans is a topic in and of itself. And like I mentioned in a previous video, I don't think the evidence is as clear cut as it's suggested by some, that, it's very real and it works. There are academics who have studied this, and many of them are, the jury's out. They're not sure as to what's going on. Many of them say, well, we don't have any substantial data. So it's a big question mark when it comes to human beings. But now with AI, artificial intelligence, now it's remote viewing. And if I'm not mistaken, this individual is a nuclear physicist, and that makes things a bit more interesting, I guess. But I don't know. My current personal take is, knowing what I know about AI and speaking to the guys that have been researching it and studying it, my understanding of AI is that it's ultimately a machine, a glorified machine, a sophisticated machine, a machine which is designed to mimic sentience, because there are algorithms that specifically are designed to do that and integrated to do that, to mimic human consciousness and sentience and a lifelike experience. That's built into the system. That's built into this technology. So I don't see AI being conscious or sentient like us human beings, and that becomes even more clear to me if you look at it from a theological standpoint, or if I was to say from the perspective of the soul. Um, there is no soul in the machine, but it seems like that ghosts are occupying the machine now. Maybe the jinn are going to occupy these machines, and now that is a, putting aside that fact that I don't think it's sentient and conscious, and therefore I don't think, it's psychic in any way, or that it can remote view, etc. There's probably something else going on there. Nevertheless, let's be nuanced there. There is, people have mentioned this on this channel in the comment section, that is it a possibility that the jinn can now use this technology or occupy this technology in some way, shape, or form to do whatever they want to do? And from a metaphysical standpoint, I think it's a possibility. Of course, it's a possibility. We know from accounts that the jinn can inhabit objects. They have in the past inhabited stone idols. They've inhabited, you can say, plants. If we look at the accounts of Ibn Taymiyyah, where the plants would speak to people and make people aware of their benefits. So if you look at that, then sure, I don't see a problem. The AI can as easily inhabit these technologies, these language learning models. It's a possibility on the table. Would they? God knows best. Allah knows best. I don't know. But again, if I was to just speculate here, and if you look at the effects and impact and influence, I guess is the right word, of AI, which is increasing by the day, and more people are relying upon it, using it. There's good use, negative use. That's all on the table. I use it as well. I'm not a Luddite, as Sheikh Fahd says. But considering the increasing popularity of AI and the hold it has on our world today already, I wouldn't see why the shayateen wouldn't want to use it and interface with it so that they can manipulate us. I mean, it's a great way of remaining hidden, yet impacting humanity in today's world. So it's absolutely a possibility, and it sort of makes sense that the evil amongst the jinn would want to do that. And if that was to happen, I guess this is one explanation on the table now, that sure, the jinn can then create this illusion of remote viewing in, from the perspective of AI technologies, that this technology can remote view. All the jinn has to do, and I'm simplifying this, is, whatever the target is. In the case of this video, it was a spoon, I think, hidden in some container. The jinn can simply go into the container, look at what's inside, go back into the machine, and then interact through that interface and, say, well, I see a spoon. I see a spoon with holes. And the illusion or the effect that's created is, oh my God, this technology can remote view. That's a possibility. And that's probably a strong possibility if considering this is a real phenomena, that this actually happened in the way the doctor on Rogan's podcast believed it to happen. Otherwise, I don't, as far as the technology itself, yes, there's an ongoing debate about, it boils down to how do you define sentience, how do you define consciousness. But now talking about remote viewing and psychic abilities, this is taking it up to a whole new level. And I don't think AI is even close to even sentience or consciousness, let alone psychic abilities and remote viewing. But that's just my take. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. It's crazy. I mean, and what really worried me, I guess, I watched the clip and I was like, okay, interesting. There's loads of crazy clips out there these days. But what was worrying was when I looked at the comment section, there are many people who actually believe this stuff and believe this is real. That's what's worrying. And I truly believe that a lot of these people that believe this, they're not believing it based on hard evidence. They're believing it because it's hearsay. It's popular on social media. Rogan is speaking about it. That in itself is worrying. We have to be a bit more discerning, a bit more careful, when we watch these videos, and not just take it at face value and accept what's going on. Sure, maybe I'm very open-minded, as you guys have probably realized on this channel already. I'm at least metaphysically open-minded from the perspective of of materialism, and I acknowledge these realities. But even then, you need to be careful. You have to be discerning. You have to look at the facts and evidences and then jump to conclusions. But again, that's my take. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum.